This will be part 13 of our user email verification in Spring Boot. And in the previous class, we were able to register a new user and have verification emails sent to the user. So if you take a look at the screen, once you register a new user, in the previous class, we had an email like this sent to the user immediately. Today, we are going to now work on verify account. So if you click on verify, nothing actually happens, so we are going to fix that in this class. So the first thing we want to do is to write the verify user function. In the user service, we are going to write the verify user function, so right here. So this function is going to test for empty token, and then it will also check for empty user. If everything works, then it's going to verify the user by setting the account verified field of the user. So it's going to be public void, create a secure token. Secure token is equal to secure token repository that find by token, or secure token service that find by token. So let's wire in the secure token service. It's already wired in, so it's going to be secure token service that find by token and provide the token. So three things. So let's start with the first. We are going to check that the token is not empty. So I'm going to use objects. And the last one is going to be the token is not expired. Okay, so we are going to say secure token dot is expired. We are going to get it's expired from secure token here. So we are going to write its expired methods. Public boolean is expired. So we are going to return the expired update. If the expired update is before the local date, then it's expired. So I'm going to say if get expired at, if this date is before the current date, then it's expired. So we just return if this is true. Okay, so sorry I didn't remember to put that as part of the steps. So let's go back to the secure token service. Okay, so if any of this is true, that the token is null, or the token is not equal to the user's token, or the token is expired, we are going to throw an exception. We are going to throw an exception, and we are going to add exception method here. Okay, so the next thing, if the token is valid, we are simply going to retrieve the user, find by ID, so we can get the token, the user ID from the token. So we are going to say secure token dot get user dot get ID. Okay, so we get the user, then we are going to check if the user is null. So user, if the user is null, if end the function here, we can exit from the function here. So the next one, if everything works, we are going to simply verify the user, right? If everything works, we are going to verify the user. User.set account verified to true, and we're also going to save the user. At this point, we are going to remove the token because now the token is no longer necessary. So we are going to remove the token. Okay, so this is how we how the verify user function works. So this actually returns a boolean, whether the user is verified or it's going to be false. If it verifies correctly, everything goes well, it returns true, else it returns false. So the next thing we are going to go to the controller and actually write the verify user function, but at this time we will provide the verify URL route. So the next thing we are going to do is that we are going to create a registration controller that contains a route for the verify methods that will call the verify user method of the user service. So I'm going to create a new controller file. I'm going to call it registration controller. It's going to be a controller. So here we are going to have just one single method, and that method will be a get. To be a get method. The route is going to be /verify. So there is a URL that is going to be hit when a user clicks on the link in the email. and it's going to perform a verification. So it's going to be public void. We are going to be returning a string because we are going to return him to a success page, or we are going to be returning him possibly to the login page of a success page, but for this tutorial it's going to be a login page. Verify user, and it's going to get from the request. So we are going to check, we are going to first check if the token is empty. So I'm going to use the string utils. If the token is empty, we are going to return to the login page. Of course, we always will return to the login page. When the user clicks on that verify button, it will take him to the login page so that he can log in. So let's just create a variable for the login page. So if the token is empty, we return him to the redirect page, and we are going to add a message to the that will display on the UI Now this message, we are going to later on put all of them inside a message bundle, but for now let's just use this message. Token is invalid. Now, if the token is valid, we are now going to verify the user. So I'm going to call the user service. Verify user is coming from user service dot verify user. So I'm going to auto wire the user service. Okay, so I want to enclose in a try catch. So if the token is not valid, then we are going to print an error message. We're also going to return to the login page, and we display an error message. And we also need to add an token error as well. So I'm going to just copy this and send it to the UI. Later we are going to centralize all the messages. And what next? We are now going to send a final message if this actually user service succeeded. So we are going to this time we are going to add a success message. So it's going to be user validated. Okay, or user account. Okay, so this is basically the function verify. It basically does a check, then it's going to call the user service verify user, and then if error occurs, it prints the error, displays an error for the user, and redirects to the login page. If the user service verify user succeeds, if the verification succeeds, then it's going to add a success message and also redirect the user to the login page, asking him to log in because his account is now verified. So let's move on to the next part. In the next part, we are going to now make one single change to update the user principal, and then we also add, modify, centralize all the messages into a message bundle. So we are going to stop here, and we see in the next part.